Hello guys, today I'm looking at Super Mario Galaxy. So this is an interesting title. This is the first title, or the Mario title, for the Wii. And I'm not sure how to feel about it because I never was really too hot on this title. Simply because it was, I don't know, there's something about it. It is cool that Mario now is in space and we were introduced to a new princess, Princess Rosalina. And so Mario basically has to go on this quest to save Peach, but also he's being assisted, finally, I think, by some kind of guide in these games. And it was Princess Rosalina, who essentially takes care of the Lumas, which are the little star creatures. And so her job is to basically just, take care of the space creatures and make sure that they are okay. And of course Bowser has enslaved them, or using their energy essentially to convert them and control them. And so the big kind of mechanic in this Mario game that is new and different is that now you have these tiny planets where your gravity is basically tied to that planet. So definitely like an interesting mechanic, to be sure. And that basically is what all the levels revolve around. So now you're doing all these different things where you are, using a bunch of zero-G stuff. Sometimes you'll have to hop from asteroid to asteroid or planet to planet. You also get different suits in this game, like the Bee suit and all these other weird upgrades. The interesting thing is that you also have star bits that you collect, and these are bits that essentially allow you to basically just, score points and stuff. And what's really cool is that there is a second player mode, which is really baby mode, because all they can do is they can use the cursor on the Wiimote and pick up the stars, but you can do that already as single player. But yeah, I think it's funny that that mode exists, even though I wouldn't call it necessarily a real co-op experience. The other trick that Mario has in this game is you can also spin around, and so you use that to basically gather up star bits, or maybe you'll use it to hit a bunch of enemies that are together in a crowd. And again, I felt like the movement in Super Mario Sunshine was better than this movement, but again, this is by no means a bad Mario game. It's just very kind of a mid Mario game. I'm not super crazy about it, is I guess what I'm trying to say. It's just very like, yeah, okay, it's fine. Something I did forget, though, is that I think if you get all 120 stars in this game, Mario gets an alternate costume that looks kind of honestly badass, where he's red and black, and he leaves this red streak wherever he flies around, like wherever, in the levels and stuff. And it just kind of like shockingly cool looking for a Mario game. Yeah. And of course, the whole thing works the same way. You have a certain hub world, which is Rosalina's observatory, and as you unlock each stage, you're able to go in there multiple times and unlock different challenges of different stars to get. And as you go forth, collecting more and more stars, you'll be able to collect or open up more and more levels, essentially. And as you get closer to Bowser in the final fight. Again, I don't know. I guess a lot of people like this game. I just don't know how to feel about it. It just feels very kind of whatever to me. I know there's Super Mario Galaxy 2, so obviously this game was hugely successful, but I really did not connect with this Mario game as I did the other ones. And I think that also goes for Mario Odyssey, which I got and I did try. I mean, it came with my Switch, right? And it was like, this is fine, this is okay, but I felt like Mario, even in that game, felt kind of slow. Or kind of, like he had to roll in order to really pick up any momentum. But at least in this game, Mario still has good speed. But I feel like in Sunshine is when he was really at his fastest. And even like 64, even though it was kind of clunky and janky, he was still fairly fast and was just a lot of fun to control. But yeah, there's no... I think my issue is that when I think of like 64 Sunshine... there's always a series of super iconic levels and experiences. And with Galaxy, I'm kind of left scratching my head. I kind of remember the final boss fight with Bowser, and that one level where I had all the bullet bills coming at you, and the B level in the sky. And I also felt this was kind of toned down in difficulty for like newer gamers, because the Wii is a family console, so they wanted like kind of different people to play their games that weren't experienced in gaming in general. So there wasn't really anything about this game that really kind of stood out to me. I was kind of like, oh yeah, it's cool, it had this gimmick, but there's not one level where I'm like, oh, that was so cool when they did that. And that's kind of like my main reason for really not being very hot on this game. There's no one real super iconic moment or scene that I was like, oh, that was really cool. I'm really glad they did that. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I can say about this game, and I guess I'll leave it there. Anyway, guys, I will see you later. Bye.